Good morning from Aztec Ruins National Monument.
This is very different from Chaco Canyon where we were yesterday.
This amazing place is right in the middle of a neighborhood. I don't know what happened. I guess I just couldn't get enough yesterday. Plus the gift shop was closed at Chaco Canyon by the time I was leaving, so I wanted to pick up some books, and it turns out there's quite a lot of artifacts in the visitor center here at the Aztec Ruins. Kind of the second half of yesterday's story where you can really see how sophisticated these people were.
I mean, at Chaco Canyon we saw lots of the buildings,
but without the stuff inside of them, it's hard to imagine people living here.
So despite the name Aztec Ruins, this place was not built by the Aztecs.
Just like Chaco Canyon, this place was built by the ancestral Puebloans, or you may know them as the Anasazi.
Wow, look at these ancient buildings.
I mean, they're so incredible.
If you're thinking these look just like the buildings at Chaco Canyon, well, there's a reason for that.
The structures here were built by the very same people as built Chaco Canyon just a little later.
It's theorized that drought forced some of the people from Chaco Canyon to move up here and construct this site,
which is about 900 years old.
At first, there were very few people living inside of these great houses here.
Almost exactly like the great houses in Chaco Canyon.
But here a strange thing happened, and apparently the whole great house was democratized and later inhabited by a lot of people.
Now the reason to come here from Chaco, they think, is because of the great droughts, and down here at Aztec, we are right next to a river. And for 200 years, the ancestors of today's Pueblo people
lived here and farmed here,
and of course, worshipped here as well. Look at this Kiva right here. Very impressive.
Just like Chaco, because these were the same people. In fact, some people think this might have been a later capital when Chaco was abandoned and the leaders moved here.
But just like in Chaco Canyon, they found all kinds of little copper bells, items from Mesoamerica, shells from the Pacific Ocean.
These were people from a far-reaching and complex society.
Wow, look at that. Some more T-shaped doors like we were talking about at Chaco.
And you can still see the lintel or the doorway, you know, roof beam.
I'm told the stones came from 3 miles away, and in some cases the wood here
from as far as 50 miles away, and this was all built in 3 years.
Which is absolutely incredible.
Now there's a couple of reasons other than the gift shop that I wanted to come here specifically.
You know, besides the fact that this is an amazing place to visit.
And this is one of them right here, dude. Look at that.
Aztec still has a ton of intact rooms. Oh my gosh, just look at the view down there. That is incredible. It is amazing to stand in here. Just think, this is the original ceiling. 900 years old. I mean, we saw a lot of cool things the other day, but nothing like this. Wow, they've got glass covering these windows, but you can see ancient fireplaces. You can see all kinds of stuff.
Definitely gotta watch your head in these doorways.
Look at this. These rooms are amazing. There's grinding stones outside for you to look at. You can see through the little windows, constructed the same way as the doors. This gives you a real appreciation for the fact that people lived here and had to go through these corridors and hallways every single day, passing each other, talking to each other. I mean, you would be a very close-knit community living somewhere like this. I cannot get over these ceilings. They're amazing. Same for the walls. Look at how they were mortared with those tiny little stones in between. Wow, these room blocks went in every direction. That's crazy.
Not gonna lie to you, it is a little creepy being in here all by myself.
Especially since I just learned a few minutes ago that a lot of the Puebloan people do not consider these places abandoned.
To them, the spirits of their ancestors still live here. They are still very much present.
Wow, that was incredible to walk through those room blocks and get a sense of what it was like to live in there.
And these were 2- and 3-story structures.
You can really see that the landscape here is a lot more lush and a lot more verdant than Chaco Canyon.
It actually makes sense why people would live here. This whole great house is just half of it. This is the east half, and there's a west half over there, equal distant from a central Chacoan road.
And it's all astrologically aligned, so this back wall here is oriented so that you can see dawn at the summer solstice, and it lines up with sunset at the winter solstice.
Here's another unusual feature. Look at this dark line of greenish stone,
evolving and getting even more ornate than Chaco Canyon sites.
So obviously that set of rooms, which are somewhat restored, is one of the things that makes this place so different.
But the other one that I knew I just had to check out
was that here at the very misnamed Aztec Ruins,
inside the giant central plaza here, their great Kiva was actually restored.
Which means if we head down there,
we can actually see what the inside of a great Kiva would have looked like. Whoa. This is amazing. Dude, look at the size of this place. It's just shy of 50 feet in diameter. Wow. It's actually a little smaller than the Great Kiva in Chaco Canyon, but somehow it looks bigger. Look at that fireplace. I mean, this totally changes the way I think of the ones at Chaco Canyon. It's incredible to see them finish. I mean, each one of these ladders leads up to a separate individual room. And look up here. Look at that ceiling. Every one of those Kivas we saw would have had a ceiling similar to this. Not this big, but still. Wow, you can see some of the detail about how these pillars were reinforced and the way they sat on these imported slabs of stone down there. They still don't know what these strange lockers would have been used for. Some think drums, but no one knows for sure. I can't get over the size of this room. I mean, it feels like being in a big church or cathedral. Hundreds of people, they think, could have fit in here. Hundreds of people. That is amazing. Alright, gonna head up the steps here into the north room. Look at that incredible scene. I mean, this is like something out of a movie. It's amazing seeing this. Oh, here's one of those small rooms that wraps around the outside. And you can see the area we're standing in now is the part that makes it a keyhole-shaped one, which you can really see from the outside. It is so crazy being in one of these that's restored. I mean, truly amazing. And it gets even crazier once you push the button for the music. Wow. Incredible. Incredible the way that changes the atmosphere. No one knows for sure still exactly what they use these for, but especially with the music in here, it definitely feels like a sacred space. Very cathedral-like. That's all I can compare it to. That was amazing. Whew. That by itself was worth coming here to see.
Even if it is only 19 degrees out here with chunks of ice still on the ground.
What's so great about Aztec here is that the trail guides will have the archaeological story and then various Native American perspectives on these other darker pages.
Because different cultures that descended from the people who lived here have different sort of perspectives on the story.
There really isn't one truth so much as many truths, and it's nice to see that they respect that here.
Alright, I'd like to stay longer, but I think I'm gonna come back someday when it's warmer.
For now, it's back through the gift shop, which, by the way, was the home of Earl Morris, the same guy that reconstructed the Great Kiva and borrowed these roof beams from the ruins. And back to the car. Got all my books and research for future visits.
Told you I was serious about coming back, and now I'm ready to thaw out.
Oh man, that was awesome. Aztec is definitely the right choice if you don't feel like doing any off-roading over here. Like I said, it's literally right here in a neighborhood and free. And only about 20 minutes or so, maybe 30 minutes from old downtown Farmington, New Mexico. Wow, look at all this construction over here.
Cool looking town though. I'd love to spend some more time here when it's not freezing.
But for now, it's time for me to turn homewards, head west out of New Mexico.
You may be surprised by this because I've been all over this country, but I've never actually been to this exact area.
This weird top portion of New Mexico and Arizona and bottom portion of Utah and Colorado has been kind of a blank spot for me so far.
It's a region known as Four Corners because all four states actually come together and touch at one spot.
And that's where we are now.
This is it, the Four Corners Monument. I have never been here, but I've always wanted to stop by.
Wow, look at this. The Four Corners itself is surrounded by all these little booths where Native Americans sell their crafts and their wares.
And here it is.
Or should I say, here they are, the Four Corners themselves.
Now we're coming in from the New Mexico side.
But look at this. If we head to the west, there's Arizona, northwest Utah, and even Colorado.
Dude, this is crazy. One of the reasons I've never stopped here is all the pictures I've seen, it's always packed.
But I guess today it's just too darn cold and I've got the place to myself for the moment, so I am gonna stand on 4 states.
This is so weird. I'm in Arizona and New Mexico and Colorado and Utah at the same time.
Look at this. I'm in Colorado.
Nah, you know what? It's too cold in Colorado right now. Maybe I'll hop over to Utah. Still cold.
Ooh, maybe I'll just hop over the border into Arizona.
Oh look, now I'm back in New Mexico. New Mexico, Colorado.
I can run around all the states. I just noticed this sign here and I'm guessing that's for when it's a little more busy than it is today. Boy, this is so crazy. The craziest part is it looks warm outside, right? Desertiness.
But it's still below freezing, and with the wind, it feels even worse.
I did it. 4
corners. That is awesome. Now this park here is actually a tribal park. It's on Navajo land, but they did a great job with this, and it only costs $5 a person to visit 4 states at once. I did, of course, go check out the booths over here and bought this beautiful handmade ornament here. See the arrowhead there and the 4 states on there? It is really important to buy stuff like that and support the local artists, craftsmen, and the little vendors. A lot of people living on the reservation, that's their whole job, you know? And in the off season like this, there are not a lot of tourists, so every little bit helps. I mean, talk about supporting local business, right? Normally I'd linger a lot longer at a place like that, goof around more, run around more, but it is so cold, so you're getting the abbreviated adventure today. The temperature is now about 32 degrees, but the wind is insane. All right, goodbye Colorado, goodbye Utah. I owe you another visit later. But for now, it's back into Arizona. Ooh, a lot of snow over there. All right, now I'm settling in for a long drive, Don't worry, you get the fast version. Headed across the Navajo Nation, because as long as I'm doing a trip of firsts on the way home, then there's another epic place I've never been that I'd like to see. It's taking a lot longer to get there than I thought it would, but this is gonna be worth it. I can feel it in my bones. You know what though, before I do anything else, I really need a break from driving. Let's find a place to sleep for the night. You know, this could work. This is unbelievable. Dude. Good call, Julio. Good call. Julio didn't want to go to Chaco Canyon, so he came ahead and booked us a room. And what a place to stay. And it's not just a good call because this place is super nice. What's that? Oh, and super cheap because it's the off season. But it's a great call because look at the view from the front porch. That, my friends, is Monument Valley. I've never been here before. And now for our first visit ever, Julio and I get to watch the sunset from the front porch of our room. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. This is one of the most epic sights of my entire life. I mean, seriously. Good call, Julio. Good call. That is gorgeous. No wonder people like coming here. It's weird that I've never been here before because some of my favorite movies were filmed in Monument Valley. Like The Searchers, Back to the Future. Countless Hollywood movies have used this place as a backdrop. And it's a weird coincidence, but this hotel we stayed at was part of bringing Hollywood to Monument Valley. Harry Golding, the guy who built and operated this trading post here in Monument Valley, was the one who sent John Ford pictures of the place that helped convince him to come here and film the classic Western Stagecoach. Wow, what a view from up here. Now, because this is all on tribal land, most of Monument Valley has to be visited via a guided tour. But there is apparently a dirt road loop that you can drive yourself, and that's where I'm headed now. All right, I've got my ticket now and my map, good for 2 days. Time to check out the visitor center. Or not. Looks like they're doing some work in there. Oh, well, the museum may be closed, but the view isn't. Look at that. Oh my gosh, unbelievable. Look at that view. Wow, you can see the dirt road down there that heads down into the valley floor. And there's nothing to it but to do it, so let's roll. Yep, it's a dirt road, all right. But I'm always down. After all, the R stands for adventure. Whew, gotta be honest with you, it's kind of rough. Ooh, a little bit down the hill. Just because it's a little bit rutted and everything. But it looks like once we hit the bottom, smooth sailing. Oh, no way, I already see something I recognize. If I'm not reading this map completely wrong, then I believe that right there in the center is called Merrick Butte. The very one from Back to the Future Part 3 where Marty comes back to 1885. He's being pursued by the Indians and the cavalry, and they constructed the little cave that he backs the DeLorean into right over there. I'd love to go check it out, but you are not allowed to hike just randomly in the valley, both to protect it and because it provides employment opportunities for the private guides you hire. Dude, that is awesome. I have got to book a private tour and get closer to that. Now I'm just thinking of all the movies here. Fort Apache, She Wore a Yellow Ribbon, Stagecoach, The Searchers, How the West Was Won. A lot of John Ford movies were filmed here. So many, in fact, that I believe our next stop is actually named for him. Check it out. This is John Ford Point. So named because it was apparently a favorite filming location of his. I believe they even used this spot in The Lone Ranger, the Disney version, because I've seen pictures of them standing out here on their horses. Wow. Look at that view. No wonder it's a filmmaker's paradise. Look at that. 360-degree, amazing views. Well, you gotta watch out for the edge of the cliff there and for the horse poop. Apparently, at different times of the year, for $5 you can pay to have your picture taken out here on a horse. Right now it's only about 39 degrees or so, and very, very much the off season. So I don't see any horses out here at the moment. Yeah, see, normally you would see these tables packed with people selling all kinds of different crafts and souvenirs, a lot of handmade art from local natives. But as you can see, February is not the busy season. I'm told that normally that point over there is packed with tourists. But at the moment, we've got it all to ourselves. Dude, this is unbelievable. Oh my gosh. Look at this, just a little ways away. There's a place to take trail rides. Dude, what a sight. This is an amazing place for this. Oh, wow. Look at all these guys over here. Just gonna leave my tip in the tip jar since I'm photographing. There's so many of them, and they all have sort of a fuzzy coat. Maybe that's some kind of winter coat? I'm not a horse person. I don't know for sure. That is the first time I have ever been up close to a horse that was actually laying down to sleep. Oh, look at them. They're so sleepy. Safe to say they're enjoying the off-season. This is just the most unfathomably beautiful setting for this. I mean, is there anything more Western looking than what we're seeing right now? Wow, look at that. That butte up there is called the Camel. Kind of does look like a camel now that I think about it. Jeez, everything here is stunning. I could stare at these things forever. But it's time to continue our tour. So apparently this giant feature we're driving around is called the Rain God Mesa. I've seen a lot of pictures of Monument Valley, but I've never seen that before. I don't know that it literally had any religious significance, but that is something I plan to look up. I gotta say, I'm having a lot of fun driving around on these dirt roads. They're not so bad. Ooh, what's this? Whoa. At first all I noticed was this empty table here. Then I looked to the right and saw that sign over there that says The Hub and thought, wow, that's a pretty nice view. And then I looked down the valley over here. Look at that view. That is gorgeous. Like I said, I've never been out here before. I had no idea that even just the simple self-driving loop was this long, this amazing looking, and had this many epic vistas. We're seeing a lot of these sites in quick slapdash fashion, but part of the reason for that is I like to show people, look how much stuff you can see in just a day or two. I mean, tonight I plan on sleeping in my own bed, so see, look what I'm saying. You can fit a lot of amazing things in a long weekend. Now I just want to stay here and take one of those guided tours to the backcountry area, to the Anasazi sites, but I do have to make it home, so I guess we better keep cruising. Dude, look at that. How amazing would it be to have that view out your bedroom window? Wow, what an unbelievable place. Oh, hello. Look at this. A dog. Hey, puppy, how are you? He looks happy to live out here. Wait a minute. I see another dog. Well, hello there. Look at this. I made friends. Aren't you the cutest little guy? Wow. What a place to be a dog, huh? Yeah, I see you, I see you. A couple potato chips won't kill a dog, right? Here you go, Poochie. Wow, good catch. You're used to this. All right, see you, dog. Wow, so not only is there an amazing view around literally every corner, and I mean breathtaking, but you can make friends here, too. I never knew. What have I been doing with my life this entire time? I should have been out here. Ooh, some bumpy spots. This place is just like my fiance. There are no bad angles. Boy, you said it, Julio. All right, well, I am officially inspired. Dude, this is a place that that is going to be hard to top. You know, it's awesome. Speaking of Back to the Future, the drive-in theater in 1955 where Marty goes back in time from was built just down there. Marty, you're not thinking fourth dimensionally. Gosh, it's all so gorgeous and perfect. Dude, some of these roads have been pretty dang fun to drive down, I've got to admit. But I really do have to be home tonight, so it's back to the main highway.
But we still have one more stop to make here.
Just about 15 minutes up the highway or so. Technically outside of the actual Monument Valley Park.
On the Utah side, but it's one of the most famous Monument Valley filming locations
of modern times. This is the hill where Forrest Gump stopped running. Wow, what an incredible spot. I mean, it's a little weird that you have to stand right in the middle of the highway to get it. But boy, oh boy, what an incredible view. You guys remember Forrest Gump? He just felt like running, so he just kept on running for years. Until one fateful day, 3 years, 2 months, 14 days, and 16 hours later, he stopped right here. I'm pretty tired. I think I'll go home now. You staying here, Julio? Suit yourself. And just like that, our Monument Valley trip was over.
It's wintertime. I don't normally do road trips in the wintertime, but this was totally worth it.
Route 66, epic hotels, Chaco Canyon, Anasazi ruins, the Navajo Nation, and Monument Valley.
Hot dog, we packed a lot of stuff into a short amount of time.
It's a long drive, man. And this strange, dim winter light is making the landscape look so surreal.
But before darkness descends entirely,
there's one more epic place I'd like to see today.
One last vista I'd like to leave you with.
Behold, friends, the Grand Canyon. Probably the only place on earth that could give Monument Valley a run for its money. Oh my gosh. Grand Canyon at sunset. One of the wonders of the world. It is now below freezing and there's only a few psychopaths out here on the trail. Psychopaths like us that crave one last glimpse of heavenly beauty before they head back to civilization. Boy, that wind is blowing hard and cold. Pretty amazing coming out here to the Southwest in February. What I learned is I probably need warmer clothes when I come. And maybe in the future I'll stick to my warmer weather wandering. But the theme of the week is get out there. There are so many wonderful, beautiful, amazing places in this country, just a few hours from each of our doors. So if you can, get out there and explore, have an adventure, and if not, thank you for joining me and coming with me on my adventures. I couldn't do it without you, especially those of you who have joined me on Patreon. This channel is all fan-funded, and if you haven't checked them out, we have a ton of other episodes and adventures to watch. But for now, my friends, from the partially icy edge of the Grand Canyon, I'm pleased to tell you, we've done our duty. We can go home and sleep well. The cliffs of insanity! I can't feel my face, but that's okay. I can't feel my fingers, didn't need them anyway. I can't feel my face, but that's okay. I can't feel my fingers. Wait a minute. They fell off! My fingers are red Otter Pops now. Sick. I could get 25 cents for each one. Whoa! Frozen. This is an incredibly dangerous place to stand. Why did the chicken cross the road? He didn't. I saved him. Oh, I saved you, Julio.